Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. We have a lot of exciting stories to share with you, but first, let's start with some news from the Middle East. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is facing a new challenge as two of his most formidable political rivals, Naftali Bennett and Yair Lapid, have announced that they are joining forces in a bid to oust his coalition government in the upcoming election. This merger of their parties, Bennett 2026 and There Is a Future, comes after Netanyahu's security credentials were left in tatters following Hamas's 2023 attack on southern Israel. The move has been seen as a significant threat to Netanyahu's leadership, with polls predicting that he will lose the next election, due to take place by the end of October. Bennett and Lapid have joined forces before, putting an end to Netanyahu's successive 12-year tenure in a 2021 election. However, their coalition government at the time survived for only 18 months. This time around, Bennett has stated that he will not seek a coalition with Arab parties again and has ruled out ceding any land to enemies, in an apparent reference to the Palestinians' goal of establishing an independent state in territories occupied by Israel. The merger of the two parties has sent shockwaves through Israeli politics, with many seeing it as a significant challenge to Netanyahu's leadership. Lapid, a centrist, and Bennett, a right-winger, may seem like unlikely allies, but they share a common goal of removing Netanyahu from power. As the election approaches, it will be interesting to see how this new alliance plays out and whether it will be enough to unseat Netanyahu. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments in Israel and bringing you all the latest updates. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into our middle segment today, where we explore a significant development in international news. A Syrian court has commenced proceedings against former President Bashar al-Assad and his allies, marking a crucial step towards accountability for the atrocities committed during the country's 13-year civil war. According to reports, Assad and his brother Mahar are being tried in absentia, while a relative, former security official Atif Najib, appeared in person, handcuffed and wearing a striped prison jersey. Najib is accused of leading a campaign of repression and arrests in the southern province of Daraa, where the uprising first erupted in 2011. The trial is seen as a significant milestone in Syria's journey towards transitional justice, with the new authorities vowing to provide accountability for the crimes committed during Assad's rule. The international community has emphasized the importance of this process, and activists have welcomed the move as a step towards healing and reconciliation. It's worth noting that Assad's regime was responsible for widespread human rights abuses, including torture, forced disappearances, and massacres. The conflict resulted in over 500,000 deaths and displaced millions of people, leaving deep scars on the nation. As the trial progresses, it will be closely watched by the international community, and many will be eager to see how Syria's new authorities balance justice with reconciliation. The road ahead will undoubtedly be challenging, but this development marks a crucial step towards accountability and, potentially, a more peaceful future for the Syrian people. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, we're taking a closer look at some significant developments in the Catholic Church. Pope Leo XIV has been making headlines with his recent four-nation Africa tour, where he denounced despotism and war. However, it's his comments on the Church's priorities that have sparked interesting discussions. According to reports, Pope Leo stated that the unity or division of the Church should not revolve around sexual matters, but rather focus on more pressing issues like justice, equality, and freedom. He emphasized that these concerns take priority over sexual ethics, which has been a major point of emphasis for the Church in the past. This shift in focus has been welcomed by some, including LGBTQ+ advocacy groups, who see it as a significant step towards a more inclusive and compassionate church. Others, however, may view this as a departure from traditional teachings. It's worth noting that Pope Leo's approach is not entirely new, as his predecessor Pope Francis also sought to emphasize the Church's teachings on justice issues during his tenure. Nonetheless, Pope Leo's comments have sparked a renewed conversation about the Church's priorities and its role in addressing social and moral concerns. As we consider these developments, it's essential to remember that the Catholic Church is a complex and diverse institution, with a wide range of perspectives and opinions. While some may applaud Pope Leo's words, others may express caution or criticism. Ultimately, the implications of Pope Leo's comments will depend on how they are received and implemented by the Church and its followers. As we continue to follow this story, we'll be keeping a close eye on how it unfolds and what it might mean for the future of the Catholic Church. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.